in one
8:30,
spot,
second
right?
of the weekly meeting of the Metro County Board of Supervisors.
just-
We have an agenda in front of
Turn
us.
it off if you want to.
Item 5, the county engineer will not be coming, but I believe
Down here.
Jim Weary will be coming. He has something for us to sign. County engineer is going to be at a workshop for Upper Cedar Watershed today, and he asked if they should attend this meeting or go there, and they said go there. So, and then item D under items of note, I got a couple of emails to. Anything else?
Item number 8 should be deleted.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry about that. I guess I didn't
Jeff
put that
Heil
right.
will not be here today.
He'll be here on the 17th, and I believe that was 17th. Yep.
Friday.
Oh, no, it was
21st.
21st. 21st. I guess he said the 17th on the phone, I was thinking. And I didn't have a calendar in front of me when he called yesterday afternoon.
Okay, if there's nothing else, I'll make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
I'll second.
And moved in second, further discussion, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item 2, Tom, you're up. Good
Okay,
morning, sir.
we've got all the good stuff to bind you in this project. Who, right here is insurance certificates, a bond for performance, which means that if they don't perform their job, we can have somebody else do it and make a claim on that. A bond for payment, which means that if they don't pay their subcontractors have a claim against the bonding company instead of you folks. And then a maintenance bond, as with all our projects, there's a 2-year maintenance bond on this project, so that in the 2 years after you accept it, any defects in the workmanship, trench settlement, things like that, they'll come back and correct. So those are all your copies to hang on to. They're complete, they're correct. The liability insurance certificate, we'll get new ones every time that expires, and we'll give you guys copies of that too. The other bonds are in place. There's no replacements for that. They've got dates on. They're all said and done. The contracts are also in order. Everything looks good. I'm getting their schedule and their list of subcontractors this week. And then we'll be having a pre-construction meeting in the next week or two. So everything looks good right now.
Any idea when they're gonna start?
No, but I've already gotten their suppliers calling me. Everything's starting to get ordered and everything. My guess, we told them it couldn't start till July 1st anyway.
Oh, okay.
We're waiting on a construction permit, but all indications are, which is really weird, that the DNR is going to issue that early. So if that's the case, and they can get out there early, great. Otherwise, it's July 1st. Contracts are in order too, by the way. Questions on that?
So you're asking us to approve a resolution approving contracts and bonds for the Valley project.
Yeah.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and second to approve a resolution. Do we have a resolution number?
87213.
87213 for the contracts and bonds for the Valley project. Further discussion? Hearing none, Hoaglander.
Aye.
Ralph.
Aye.
Walk, aye, motion carried.
Okay, I've got a place for you guys to signaturize. 3 of them, please. Stan, if you want to do the top, and whoever tests for you guys was Lowell, or whoever signed the second one.
This Lowell always says, I'm gonna miss.
And Lowell, you go ahead and keep that copy for your records.
Okay.
I'll take the other 2 back with me. One will be mine, one will go with contract. Everything's on track for the bid opening on the 30th, so
It's for our building, right?
yep.
Okay.
You guys are welcome to attend that again. And Lowell, I've got a public notice for you that I'll send out to you this
Okay.
week. And that'll take care of what you guys gotta do until we do it again. All right, that's it. I got nothing else for you today.
Okay, thank
Have a
you.
great day. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Take care. Thanks, Tom.
Okay, item 3 is approve the minutes. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
I didn't see anything that changed, so I make a motion to approve the minutes
I'll second.
of Tuesday, April 30th.
It's been moved and second. Further discussion? Hearing none. Morel.
Aye.
Both
Aye.
Watt. Aye. Motion carried. Claims, I have not seen them yet. We
I
had,
haven't either.
We need to go through them yet.
yeah, because the book was misprinted. So we'll put that on hold for a minute. County engineer is not up to date. Approved liquor license for Sunnybury Golf and Country Club.
Everything's in order.
Everything's in order.
I'll make the motion to approve the liquor license for Sunnybury Golf and Country Club.
I'll second that motion.
Been moved and second. Further discussion? Hearing none. Morel.
Aye.
Both
Aye.
Walk. Aye. Motion carried. Item 7, meetings attended.
I had a Newbury meeting that was postponed to the 23rd, I believe.
Well, all I had was the household hazardous waste collection on Saturday, and I got volunteered to do. But we had a lot of good people stop. We ended up getting 2 of Dennis Pop's 30-yard dumpsters, 2 of them.
Wow.
And I had my dump trailer, and Jerry Cuppen had his dump trailer, and they were all full, plus the mobile collection van, or trailer. So it was really, when I got there, I thought I'd just go down and see how it was going. There was cars lined up all the way from Chestnut Street, all the way back around in a big loop in front of the south side of the event center. And wow, it was just, but we got rid of a lot of stuff. Now people got their homes cleaned out, and that waste is gonna be taken care of properly, so. That was my, if you wanna call it a meeting, but I'll get the numbers on everything too in that one, please, too. So we can see how that
Well, and I had kind of an interesting unofficial meeting. Neighbor stopped, and basically he has a ravine that can hold a lot of water, and so he was wondering about possibly working with whoever can be worked with in order to, again, for flood control. And I do think there are a lot of areas in the county that smaller things could be erected. I still like the idea, and if you guys would approve sending a letter to like Charles City, Waterloo, Cedar Falls, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, we can do some things up here. We have the land that's causing some of the problems. We don't have the problems. They got the problems, they don't have the land that's causing it. And so why, if they wanted to donate like $1 a head for a half $1 a head population to help us work on some of these problems, I would think it would be beneficial for them. It's not a lot of money, at like 50 cents a head or whatever, and yet again, cumulatively, we could start to really get some things done on the watershed. And
That would all probably have to go through the soil and water, wouldn't it? I mean, somehow.
I would work somehow with them,
Right,
yeah.
if you want to, I mean.
Yeah. But I think we're gonna start to see more and more that we will be trying to work with soil and water, and next Tuesday, they'll be coming to our meeting too. They'll have the plan that they wanna submit a
Okay,
week from
great.
tomorrow for that Huck. And it's sounding like there's probably only 4 counties that will be submitting plans, is what I'm kind of initially hearing. Now, whether that changes,
That's all there is.
no, there's about 6.
Oh, yeah, Worth is in there too, right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6 and possibly 7.
Well, Blackhawks in too.
Yeah, they just hit very little, but
Short
not
sighted, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
so.
Oh, it'd be interesting to hear what they have to say.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not interested, why, at least we put a,
I'm visualizing a nice big hydro dam with a nice lake behind it.
I don't water skiing.
Water skiing, electricity, we could, you know, if we're gonna do something, let's do it good.
Well, in reality, you're really setting up things that are empty, except for 2 or 3 days when you have the big water, because, no, I think there's some interesting possibilities. And,
Yeah, that area up at Brownville there would be a good one too.
well, the area that the neighbor had was just a mile south of me on, to the west, and like you say, there's quite a ravine that you really don't realize it, because it looks flat otherwise, but it goes for a quarter of a mile, and I don't know how many millions of gallons. Well, I looked that up. 1 million gallons of water is 273 feet long, 50 feet wide, and was it 10 feet high? I mean, it's not that big for 1 million gallons.
Yeah, it takes about 1 million gallons to make an inch of rain on an acre, something like that. It's amazing.
So, Mr. Wary, you're up already.
Oh, really?
We're moving right along.
Okay. Got a set of plans for you guys to sign.
Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Jim?
The box is down
The
there.
box is down here. How many copies we signed? Just this one?
Yep.
And this is for,
Box culvert installation on Hickory, south of Porterville.
that's the one on the Crook Street.
Yes.
Blue ink here.
I got it.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. The snow last Thursday, obviously it caused quite a few issues.
Yeah.
I had a phone call Sunday morning. I wish I would have got it Thursday, but that was from one of the secondary roads people. And they explained years ago, apparently if we had this kind of a snow, what was real heavy, and especially when it looked like it would be melting in a couple, 2, 3, 4 days, basically, instead of taking the blades down the road, pushing it off, the snow, just going right down the center of the road, letting the windrow stay on the road. But it lowered the area so you could drive, it would be drivable, and yet again, you keep all the gravel on the road instead of throwing it out. And apparently, on Thursday, you know, well, Richie's still somewhat new at working with, I mean, he's engineer, but working on a secondary road system is different than being an engineer for WHKS in Mason City.
The problem I see with that is that when you put that snow out on the edge of the road, you just built a dam, and all the water sits in the middle and creates a problem in the tracks.
We had talked about that on Thursday.
That's just my 33 years of hauling mail experience.
And I wasn't there on Friday, and so when I left Thursday, we had made the decision that we weren't gonna be plowing the secondary roads. And there's reasons as far as why we thought we should and why we thought we shouldn't. It was a difficult call, but to address what you just mentioned, one of the thoughts was if we went right down the middle, we were gonna be pushing these giant chunks on the sides, and then if people met, they really wouldn't be able to meet because they didn't have these big chunks on the sides that they'd be hitting. Any decision probably wouldn't have been the exact perfect one to make, but I don't know how to elaborate any further.
Charlie, you were a blade operator for many years.
Yeah, we tried that too. We'd end up with windrows of balls of snow this high on either side of you, and before long you had so much pushing in front of you, you couldn't move it, could you?
Yeah, if you're just pushing it, it's just like a dozer, you're just pushing it, and that stuff is so doughy and thick, you eventually you gotta move it off to the side. It just wasn't a good snowstorm.
No, I mean, it
Not a
was
good one, you may, I guess.
just bad.
Yeah.
Everything was wet and When's the road removed?
We didn't have it this time, but if it was to freeze, that those balls and windrows on the road would be a disaster.
Well, no, that, we were just talking about though, what the future would also be. I mean, if, we understand if it's gonna freeze and that, yeah, you'd never do that.
We didn't have any on Riceville.
I can't say that that's what we're gonna do in the future, because each storm is kind of different, you know, when you make the call, you hope you make the right call.
Well, and part of it is, people have to understand when they choose to live in the rural area, we're gonna have different issues than if you live in town. I mean, we can't get everything open by 5 in the morning, 24/7, 365. It's just,
I usually can get out of our house and then come to town and the streets aren't plowed in town. So, you know, it's just life in Iowa, I guess. Never used to be quite as mobile a population as we are today, where everybody gets up in the morning and leaves their home.
And you know, now you have a lot of people that live in the country, but maybe the wives work in town,
Right.
or even the guy might work in town and still have the farm, and so, you know, it's completely different than what it was 20, 30 years ago.
so I actually think there's more people live in the country that don't farm than there are,
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
A lot of rural residents, yeah.
Just living in rural. I think we got through it, didn't we?
Yeah.
never gonna be perfect, but that's the problem. That's the
Had
problem.
someone yesterday that didn't think we did, but,
Well, we went to Rochester, I think it was on Friday, and they didn't plow their secondary roads. I mean, you could see sometimes where maybe a farmer had the
Minnesota
bucket
all the secondary roads.
went down the road, but they left it.
the guys did, I guess, start doing some east-west roads on Friday. It didn't get everything completed, but the east-west were the worst, and, did the hard surface first, and then tried to, open all the intersections from the gravels to the hard surface, and then started doing some of the east-west roads. So it's not like we just ignored it, but, you know, the guys were not sitting in the shop doing nothing. We're just trying to solve the problem best we could.
Sarah Gordo put on the radio and said that they weren't found secondary roads on gravel roads. So they wasn't the only place.
Yeah, there were some of the schools that only ran on hard surface roads too.
They came to school here 2 days.
Anything else for Jim?
Don't have anything more?
Okay.
Have a good one, thank you, Kate.
We'll get these submitted, and this will get going, so,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Yep, thank you, Jim.
Item B, manure management plan updates.
Four of them. The Friesen Farm East in section 2 of Burr Road. Friesen Farm North in section 23 of Mitchell. We have Liberty 34 site, section 34 of Liberty. And you have the Mark Tice finisher, section 29 of Douglas.
So noted. Transfer of funds. That was.
The final one for rural basic to secondary roads for this fiscal year, 400,000.
So noted. Item B, had an email this morning, Sheriff Beaver said that the jury trial is wrapping up. It should go to the jury this afternoon on the trial down there.
Yep. I had
So that's
seen the
moving,
email.
that's moving right along. I had an email from people in Totterville explaining again, our friend that has a house right along the railroad tracks is continuing to bring in more junk all the time. He has plastic from appliances laying around and a pile of tires. He's trying to fill with water, and as well as the rats and other creatures. He's piling it in the backyard, some out front, and wondering what we can do with. It's the same guy that we always have problems with in Cloverville.
Was he here at the
Carpenter.
planning session? a while
Pardon?
ago? He was here at the planning session?
Yeah.
Who was that? Delaney. Oh, yeah, okay.
guess we kind of with the same people that went after him last time, don't we?
Yeah. And another one from Deb Freeman that thinks that we're basically ignoring what the public wants. And so here's all of her concerns. And I do know that one of her concerns was that we completely ignored what was happening around Mona when they had their fundraiser here in March. And I know I talked to Secondary Roads, they were up there and they made sure that roads were open and that. And so I guess I'm a little confused on, yeah, this is Dan. Good, good. We're in a board meeting. Okay, we'll do.
Yeah, well, this is yesterday's news.
So anybody else have anything right now? Let's take then a break for 15, 20 minutes while we look over the claims. House planning meeting, we just have to approve the claims.
I'd make a motion to approve the claims.
I'll second.
Been moved and second, further discussion. Hearing none, Voigtlander.
Aye.
Morale.
Aye.
Walk. Aye, motion carried. And we will stay on recess until 10 o'clock.